Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're working on our bat entities. Yesterday we got a spawn state which just makes them move a direction and then they go into the targeting where they weeble wobble towards us. So we the plan is we're going to make like a little cave for them to enter so that they can kind of spawn into the cave with this movement and then, you know, trigger to follow us. And then we can hit them and cleanse them, turn them into normal bats. And when they fly off, the goal is if there's no active bat on screen, we get another one spawning from the little bat hole and they fly in. So I just want to see. Okay, they are in fact flapping, so that's good. So we have to do a couple of things with our top level tile rendering because we have to make sure, just like our player, when we're walking out of the hole here, see how the cave goes over our head? So we have what's called a top level tile layer that we're drawing. So we need to kind of add that the top level tile can also go over the bats. Actually, they are going over the bats because look, if we cleanse the bat here, we couldn't see it, but if the bat were to have a trajectory out here, this would actually render over it, which is, it's good in the sense that we need him to fly under the cave when he's spawning, but he should fly over this doorway because that's not the one he enters from. It's one he's flying over. So I don't know what we want to do about that. We also need to make the bats render over the treasure chest here, which I can't show, but they're rendering underneath it. So we need to pull out the render order. Hey Loki, what's up? How's it going? Okay, so I think the first step is going to be, let's pull out our tiled map and probably create a bat hole for them to fly out of. So we'll make a hole. It'll look different than this door. It'll look like it's at the top of the wall. And then we can do, a right side entrance, a top side, left side, bottom side, because the dungeon's going to have like 8 screens or something. So we want the ability to add a bat spawn point on any edge of a dungeon. So that should be easy. If we pull open, we have to do 2 things, right? We have to pull open the original master sheet and draw the tile that we want. And then we also have to draw it in our tiled map editor and export that into the game. So I think it's really simple. Like, I think the shape we want to go for is super easy, you know? It's just a hole like this. Oh, nice. Hey, good luck with that. That's the one in Lua, right? Okay, and I just realized I don't want, we don't want to draw it over this tile because this tile is the wall that's currently being used. So we'll add it here as a second layer. So it's just going to be super easy. And we have to make sure, and actually, what we have to do, we have to make this transparent, not black, because it needs to be... Hey, what's up, Squinch? Welcome in. Nice, Loki. That's cool. Yeah, I wanna see it when you got some progress to share. Okay. Yeah, this will have to be transparent. Instead of black. That way, the bat, you know, we're drawing this as a top level tile, so it needs to, yeah, this will be a transparent part. So we'll just make sure we remember that, and then we'll draw it on the right layer, and then we should be able to see that in action. Okay, I like this. So I'm making them transparent now. And then I'll show how we're using tiled to export them. I guess I could do the magic wand tool for that. Sweet. Okay, so those are our bat holes. Okay, so we'll save as a master sheet PNG. I'm assuming this is the updated one. Yeah, we don't often add stuff to the master sheet, so I'm pretty sure that's up to date. And then we are, yeah, and actually if you look at the picture we're editing is the dot master sheet in the graphics folder. So that's the one that's in the GitHub. So this is correct. Okay, so we've got the transparent bat holes. So let's open up our tiled and we'll see what we've got. So here's where we are drawing our map for the whole game and everything. So the dungeon, this dungeon for now is right over here, which we need to move it, but this is just to test. So I'm going to put a bat hole on every side. So we have different layers, and we want to make sure that the bat holes are in the top level tile layer. So what I do, I typically draw something on the ground level and then something on the above ground level, or something on the whatever. Yeah, on the floor and then above it, just in case. Just in case you can see it through the transparency or something. So if we pull this open, we can see that we can add. Oh, and you know what? We can't do it like that. Because if we draw something transparent over it, then we can't see it at all. So what I'm going to do is just make sure we go to our above ground. And I'm just going to erase, you know, if we want to bat up here. Where is it? So we want a bat up here. We can say a bat up here, bat over here, and a bat over here. So I'm going to erase those ground tiles. Then I'm going to come into our top level layer and add the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Shoot, we did it backwards. Yeah, because we don't want the whole towards the bottom, we want it towards the top. So I messed that up. Because this should be this hole. Yeah, and that doesn't line up at all. Okay. I messed up big time. Okay. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just draw a little semicircle and we'll make sure to erase, you know, that much. Okay. That should be right, but we need to make sure we've got the black shadow, because that has to... that's what's going to sell the illusion that they're actually flying out of this hole. Oh, God. Okay, so we have a transparent part, we have an edge that's black, and then we have the ground or the wall part. That's looking right, yeah, because the hole should be, yeah, it should be towards the roof because the bats are flying out. So I think that's right. So we'll save this as a master sheet. We'll have to reload our tiled so that I can pull from the new sprite sheet. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to our ground level tile. We're going to delete, make some room for the bats, and then in the top level tile, we can take the holes and put them where they go. Cool. So those are our bat holes. I don't know. It doesn't quite read like a whole bat's. It looks like, I don't know. I'm thinking it's because when you think about it, the bat will fly out and it'll get cut off where that black line, that vertical black line is, for example. Let's just see how it looks, and then we'll see if we want to add maybe a dark brown color instead of a fully... and you know what? We delete... Shoot. Yeah, this might be an issue because I think we need to draw... I think we need a black pixel. I think we need black, just straight up black here on the ground level, because otherwise the gray will show through from our background color. So we do have a pure black over here, so we'll just make sure that that black is on the ground level. Oh geez, where is it? Right here, this one. Okay, ground level tile, we'll just put black there. And then top level tile goes on top. Okay, so we'll save this new tiled sheet. We will export as a global map.lua, and then we should be able to see those tiles. Nice. Okay, So, oh, and see, look, it allowed us to walk through it too, which is not correct. It allowed us to walk through because top level tiles are not collidable. So we might need a collidable black tile, which we don't have at the moment. So let's just say that we also have a black tile here on the same height as this red. Anything on this row of art in this red zone is a collidable map tile, then we can't collide with it. So if we save as a master sheet PNG here, PNG, nope. Okay, export, no, save as. Okay, so we plopped that in there. Now what we can do is make sure on our ground level tile, we actually put this, well, we have to reload tiled anyway. Okay, so this one is our black, so we will make sure, yeah, so we'll make sure there's black right there and there. Okay, so now not only should we not be able to walk through it, but the bats should, I'm trying to think of what it would do to the bats flying over. Yeah, so the only thing that's transparent is the actual semicircle. So the bats, it should look like they're coming out of the shadow over the semicircle. So we might want to do some, like a shadow shading. We'll see. Because let's export this and see how it looks. Because there will be a hard black line right at the wall of the black there. So we export global map. Now that should make it so that we don't walk through the bat holes. Okay. Cool. So we can't walk through the bat holes. The bats are here. Let's see if we can get... See, look at that. See how the bat kind of... Shoot. You know, we need like a sort of... It needs to render over it instead of the top level tiles. Yeah, the bat needs to render over it. Okay. So that is a little tricky because the top level tile... Okay, so we do have like some sort of draw order. It's just split up into different things. Like what we're currently looking at is what I call a map or a scene. I call what we're looking at the current scene, right? And the current scene is the map we're looking at. So whatever's on screen right now, that's the map, and it's part of the scene. And then whenever we transition, that next map is also part of the scene because we need to render both of them at once. So a scene is both the current map and the next map if we're transitioning. And then the order layer is weird. It's like we render all the ground level tiles, then the above ground level tiles, then the player and entities, then the top level tiles. So our bats here at least need to be rendered on top of everything. So it's not so easy to do that because of the order. Let's take a look at our map and see if we're rendering the entities here in our map. We render the pushables, the warp zones, entities, yeah. So we render, see, and this is tough. We do render the entities here in the map, which means if they stay here in the map, they cannot be rendered over the top level tiles. So let's see where we render our top level tiles and make sure we render top level tiles. That's here in the scene. Okay, so we need to render our top level tiles, then we need to render our bats. So this needs to be current map row, current map column. So should be self current map row column. Self current map row, self current map column. So we're going to cycle through all the entities in our scene, in our current map actually. If it's not off screen, then we're going to go ahead and render them at not self adjacent offset. Because this was in... Where was this? This was in the map. So we need the current map adjacent offset X. Yes. So instead of self, it needs to be current map. Wait, where are we? Self dot current map. That should be right. Self dot current map. Okay. So we've got entity renders. Let's see if that worked. Okay, so let's see if we can get... Oh god, how did that happen? Yeah, it rendered over it. That's great. And that means it should render over here too. So one thing that kind of screws us up with... Well, hold on. Why did the bat get all screwy when we hit him? Oh my god. Why? Why? Oh, I think what happened there is... like we were giving him a DX because we hit him. Well, I don't know what's happening there actually. Why did he do that? We should make him... I don't know. Because if we allow them to get hit when they're spawning, then it screws up their logic of them coming out of the bat hole. So we might need to make them invulnerable if they're in the bat spawn state. So maybe we just don't... Wherever we do spellcast to bat collisions, we have to only do this if the bat is not spawning. So we'll only do our collisions if we're not spawning, and that means in our bat definition, when we do a bat spawn state, spawning is going to be true here. And then whenever we are in our bat walk state, we are no longer spawning. Okay, so let's see if that fixes it. Nope. Shit, man. They got hit like nuts. And not self-spawning. Self is the entity. Yeah, man. Yeah. And not self-spawning. Well, they are spawning. Wow, that is so jacked up. If the fire spell collides and we're not hit, not corrupted, I mean... Yeah, I don't see. Maybe we can instantiate him with a spawning fall, so we can kind of do it, when we do our declarations, we can say, bat, let's say spawning is true. And then okay, so we're setting our spawning to be true here, so we can take it out of our bat spawn state. And then instead of in the walk state where we do the init here, we instead, whenever we do our change to bat pursue. No, where is it? Bat walk. Yeah, whenever we change to bat walk, we're just going to say our entity dot spawning is now false. And see if that does it. Oh, and you know what? We need to also take in the entity definition, we need to pull the spawning from the definition spawning. Okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. So we cannot hit them when they're spawning, but if they're not spawning, we can hit them. Cool. Now let's try to get them coming out of the bat holes. Sounds like such a bad name for those things. Okay, so I'm gonna take off these second two bats, so we just have one to work with. Okay, so let's get the Y position correct for the spawn. So, yeah, let's get the Y position. You know, needs to be maybe 32 pixels higher. So, let's just say, oh, and you know what we can do is the tile size. That would be the second pixel or the second frame, and we need the third. So we want to do a ×2 plus a little offset for the top of the bat hole. So 5. Let's see that, and then we'll also put it in X of. Oh wait, yeah, we don't want the random. We just want this. Okay. And then in X we want the virtual width. So he's just outside of the wall there, and he should come crawling in. Okay. So he didn't since we're rendering the bat on top of everything, the top level tiles aren't rendering above it, so he just kind of, yeah, I think instead of putting the bat on top of everything, we want, well, shoot, how do we do it? Because he should fly under the top level tiles if he's spawning, but if he is not spawning, he needs to fly over all the top level tiles. Could store all the holes, X and Y positions, then grab a random index. Yes. And depending on the dungeon design, I don't think I'll have more, maybe towards the end of the dungeons, I'll have more than one bat hole, but it's going to be basically like one spawn point and only one bat at a time kind of comes out. Well, I don't know. It depends on when we design it, if 2 bats is kind of overwhelming or not, but I like where you're going with that. Okay, because top level tiles. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, how would we trigger? Maybe what we can do is, if we're spawning, if our bats are spawning, they need to render under the top level tiles. So we need to add what we took out essentially and add a condition only if spawning, and then keep in what we've got now where if they're not spawning, go ahead and render them over every top level tile. So in the scene, yes, we only want to do that if and the entity dot not spawning. Not like this. And it's probably not on the spawning. We probably should have a top level render boolean instead of spawning. But yeah, this would be render bat on top of all tiles if not spawning. So if the bat is not spawning, we do the thing we're doing now, and then we need to add what we used to have in the map, was it? Yeah. So we'll do this, but self row, self column, and then if we are spawning, then we want to put us here. Okay, let's try this. So it should be, we should see a black bar. Yes. Oh, not quite. He rendered... See, he rendered on top of the tiles there. And then he renders, he renders under the tile there. Let's see what happens if we... Well, let me see. If we render... Okay, and then the extra thing... Well, so the black is rendering over him, which is the thing. Yeah, that black is rendering over him, but then he is... Shoot. Okay, so I think the issue here is that... Let me just cleanse him. The issue is he needs to render over this dirt, but under this black side. So we need... This tile needs to be split up, I think. Because the way... Because, yeah, he needs to render both under and over a tile in the same spot. And we need to add another tile, which means we need to add another tile table. I'm not wanting to do that. I'm thinking what I want to do is have him just render over the tile. But instead of... Yeah, okay, I got it. We'll just have him render over the tile, but we'll modify our tile art right here. We'll do this to be like a dither effect almost. So how do we make this semi-transparent? Like we need a gradient of transparency to kind of delete. I don't know how to do that. But if we do like erase and opacity and we go to 90, we can make this like gradient. Well, I guess if there's, let's do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do 20% at a time. So let's go from, let's first start with 90, which means actually we'll do 10. So 10% opacity, So see how it's like kind of like a shadow almost? So we'll do 10 here. Yeah, and maybe even less. Maybe this is 5. Because we want like a little gradient, right? So it can kind of ramp up. So if this is 5... Then we can jump to 15. No, I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, we want it to be like barely visible towards the edge. Okay, yeah, I'm doing this backwards. Shoot. Shoot. Yo, Real Rev, what's up, man? Hey, thank you for the raid. Yo, how was it Pokemon today? How was that? Yo, here, I gotta give you a shout out. Yo, what's up? Welcome in. Oh, I gotta show you. I gotta show you the goods. Can you see that guy? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Hey, did you get any good pulls? Really bad packs? Oh, so nothing. I heard the pull rates are pretty abysmal. Yeah, here I got some more. Here I can show you this. We got this beauty. Sorry, the angle's hard to get a good angle on that guy. So we got that pretty. We got this guy. First edition Dragonair. And then we got another first edition Dragonair. There's the Erica's Dragonair. Yeah, I love it. It's so pretty. So those are... I've got a couple I want to go get graded or send off to GameStop to get graded. But those are the ones... Those are the slabs I've got right now. So I'm pretty happy with that collection. We're working on getting bats in our game here, and I'm trying to get like a gradient. I cannot figure this out. I'm not getting any gradient for removing this thing. What is going on? I can't even draw anything. Yeah, I didn't get the Dragonair, the light Dragonair just yet, but I got what is it? The Dragon Frontiers one. The reverse hollow Dragon Frontiers Dragonair too, so I should have that coming. Let's try this again. So we're trying to erase parts of this entrance here so that it looks like it's kind of coming out of the shadow. So I think we want maybe 90% for this first hole, maybe? Yeah, let's try that. Because it's gonna get slowly more opaque, or I guess it's gonna, you know, like gradient out into full opaqueness. So if that's 90, let's drop down to 70. And we'll drop 20% each line here. Oops. I don't know if there's a way to do a gradient opaqueness or alpha channel. Oh, no way, dude. No. I couldn't take that from you. That's really sweet of you, though. I'll get one eventually, you know. It's tough because it's tough to trust like the quality when it's online because you can't really see it. So it is tough to kind of just trust, be like, I hope it's not as scratched. Or you know what I mean? It's like just tough to find a good quality one because the pictures are often just not that great when they upload them. Shoot. But yeah, I got here. Let me see if I can find the picture of it. But yeah, Dragonair's my favorite, and I've got my little Dragonair here on screen has been with me while I program. Yeah, this one right here. This little one. So yeah, I've got that one, and then there's another one too I got. It was... I'm forgetting what it was, but it was a really... I liked it, but crap. Well, let me just find it real quick, because it's going to drive me crazy. Let me see if let's see. So, like, I think, you know, because it's like, it's so easy to want all kinds of Pokemon cards and stuff. So, like you, right? Where I'm kind of building up. I'm like, you got your Typhlosion. I'm like, I'm just going to mainly collect my Dragonairs. And then, you know, I've got the promo Mew just because it was like my favorite card as a kid, you know, and then I lost it. So I'm like, I'm going to get me one as an adult and hold on to it. Let me find this. I've got it. I just got it on eBay the other day. Shoot. Sorry for the derail. Let's see. It's called Legends Awakened. And then this is the one I wasn't sure about the quality, right? So it's like I love the art of it, but it's hard to tell if it's really scratched right here or if that's like a hair. But it's like this reverse holo would get like, it's like super scratched on like a lot of the listings I saw. So it's probably really scratched, but we'll see. But I love that art. That's such a pretty one. So my thing is like, I'm gonna basically just get the my favorite card, right? So Dragonair. So just get Dragonairs and call it a day. Because I don't want to get too crazy about it. Yeah. And that's what I saw from basically everyone that had that one. It was just scratched on everybody's. So I'm not about to drop like a whole bunch of money on a graded one that's, you know, 8 or 9 or whatever. So I'll see. We'll see when the quality comes in if it really is scratched. Who knows? Maybe it's in good quality. The listing said you know, that it was as if it was just opened from a pack or whatever. So it didn't say it was lightly played or anything. We'll see. We'll see. It was only like $5 or $6 or whatever. Okay, so here's that gradient in action that we're talking about. Okay, one more layer down to 10. That, I'm thinking, will look decently smooth. Yeah, Rev, I had like a 14-hour day at work yesterday, and I was just like not feeling it. So like I spent my time I was at work, stuck. Like my work is like, I've got to be there basically as like a body. So it's like I was just sitting there quietly pretending I was working while I was looking up cards on eBay. Yeah. I mean, I was doing my job as good as I could, like while I was there. It's a thing. I film legal video depositions. So I'm the camera guy there. So it's like my job is to not interfere with the deposition, just make sure it's recording and everything. But it was like 2 all-day depositions, so there was nothing I could really do while I sat there and did my job. So I went eBay surfing. Okay, I think this gradient is good. Let's see how it looks. So we'll save as a master sheet PNG. And then we have to modify the order of the render layer so that we don't render them in the map if they are spawning. So we'll get rid of this, which leaves the scene render logic for the entities. And if we are, let's just not render, don't render them based on spawning, just render them on top of all tiles. But the tile is now transparent, so it should come out of the hole here. Let's see. No, it does not. Oh yeah, it does. Oh shoot. Yeah, it doesn't fix. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, I know what to do. We have to split up our tile, right? So the black needs to be the top level tile part, but the bat hole part needs to be the ground level tile. So we need to split up our art here in Sprite. So this half needs to be our top level tile part, and this part needs to be... Okay, so what we'll do, all we'll do is just move this over. So like that is the left wall exit, bottom, the ground level tile. This is the, oh god. Yeah. This should work. We just have to redraw our tiled export. Cool. So the gradient is going to be the top level tile. that renders on top of entities if we're not spawning. Oh god. it's getting crazy. Yeah, cuz we need the bat to be able to render on top of the top level tiles if they are not spawning, because we can't have our bats render under a doorway. They need to render on top of it. So if they are not spawning, they need to render above the top level tiles. If they are spawning, then they need to render under the top level tiles. And this is... oh, shoot. Okay. I think this will work. I think it'll work. Let's try it. We'll save as PNG. And then we'll reload our tiled. Okay, so this is just the ground level tiles, so let's just get rid of these for now. Make sure there's nothing. Then we'll make sure our ground level tiles are being pulled from these. So that's a ground level tile. So it should have the collidable map object status, so we can't walk through it. And it should have, since it's on the ground, our bat will render over this part. I'm a little worried about the color behind it, because I think we default our background to be gray, so we might see that gray peek out. But then on our top level tile, and this is just like impossible to see, but we need to match the doors. So see how we can barely see the gradient here? That gradient needs to go right here on the top level tile layer. And then this gradient is on the right side, so we put that over here. No. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that is right. And then this one is the top, and this one is the bottom. Okay, so if we export this, export as a global map Lua. Okay, so now we need to make sure this is, we do need to add this and not entity spawning. If we're not spawning, we render a top of all of the tiles, no matter what they are. But if we are spawning, we need to render... okay. Yeah, this should work. This should work. If we are spawning, then we need to render here in the map. What are the chances this works? It worked! It worked! See him come out of the shadow like that? We'll put, let's see, in our bat spawn state, we'll just take off. Actually, yeah, where is it? We're printing up print spawning. Where is it? In the entity? No. Walk state? No. It worked. I'm trying to get... Yeah, he comes out of the shadow like that. I just need to find where we're doing... What? State name. I don't know where we're printing up that logic or the debugging info. Right here. In the spawn state render. Okay, it was right here. Okay, so let's see. He crawls out. Yeah, he flies out of the bat hole, and then he'll turn into the pursue state where he comes and flies towards us. So, oh! We just walked through the freaking wall. Okay, one more thing. We need to make sure the ground level tile that we drew here. Yeah, we need to make sure these are non-collidable. So we will just put all of these over here. Okay. Okay. We got them exported, so now we need to reload our tiled and undo the pixels we did insert over there. So let's just go to our ground level tile and we'll just erase it just to make sure there's no hiding sprites. Okay, and then we'll also erase top level. Actually, those are going to be fine. Okay, ground tiles. We need to draw them from their collidable map object locations, like here. So there, 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 and there. Okay, now if we export as global map, now we should not be able to collide with it, but the bat should render over the bottom of the wall. And that, yeah, I like the little gradient looks pretty good. Now we do need to speed up so he doesn't look so clearly in its walk speed state, right? So we need to speed up the walk speed. I think in our spawn state we have a walk speed overwrite. Original walk speed. Entity walk speed is original walk speed. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I do want to shift him up maybe 2 pixels, but his walk speed is still too slow for me. When we process his AI, we scale it by a walk speed, and we set original walk speed to be its walk speed, but we're not setting the entity's walk speed anywhere. So let's just let's see if that speeds us up. No, it does not. So we have this original walk speed. Oh, maybe this speed camel case. Let's see. No, he's still slow. So if we say, let's just say that the walk speed is 50, it does change his speed a bit. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, he's freaky. Oh, he's scary. Oh my god, he's so fast. Okay, we've got to be changing the walk speed somewhere, and I'm not seeing where. Map declarations. We do give it like a random walk speed to go set out with. Let's just say yeah, I mean, okay, let's see if he looks faster here. Because I think that really is his walk speed, because he looks like he's moving faster because of his zigzag, but I really don't think he's moving any faster. So he just looks like he's moving faster because he's covering so much more distance in a sine wave. So let's modify our walk speed by 2 to speed him up, and then as soon as we trigger the walk state, we're gonna assign the walk speed to be original walk speed. So we're gonna essentially unspeed it up. So he should come out of the cave faster. Nice. And then he goes into his tracking mode. So the timer is too much on him. So when we're in the spawn state, the timer shouldn't be 4 seconds. It should be closer to 1 or something. So let's see if the timer of 1 is looking right for him. So he's coming out. That looks good. Wow, that looked really smooth. And it looks like he slows down to a good speed. Yeah, oh, that looks really smooth. How does the gradient look? I like it. It looks like he's coming out of the shadow. Cool. Okay. I think it looks great. So now, ideally, we have like a couple of these options, like, you know, a bat spawn with a downwards entrance or a leftwards entrance. This would be the leftward entrance. And then we can pick, ideally what we can do is, what I would like to do is to give a starting position as a parameter to a bat entity. And the starting position would be, in this case, this would be column 8, row 3. And then we do the math to put the bat just out of side with leftwards. So it's like, if we're on the rightmost column, we know it's going to come in left. If we're on the bottommost row, we know it's going to come up. So ideally, we just give it a, you know, index value of which row and column we want to spawn the bat, and then our bat spawn state will then calculate, oh, since we're on the first row, it's going to be coming downwards. So let's modify our X and Y for a downwards entrance at the given X and Y that was given. So that's what we'll do. That's what I'll add next. I won't do it tonight. I've got work tomorrow, so we'll call it a night there. And check out our git diff for what we did. We modified the global map table because we drew new sprites for the bat holes. We made a new PNG for the master sheet. We added a spawning field to our entity class. We are doing 2 different renderings for our entities. Either if they're spawning, we're rendering them on top of all top level tile IDs, which could only be a bat specific thing. I don't know exactly yet. It's just that bats give us a problem because they render on top of the doorways, unlike geckos, where geckos shouldn't be able to collide with the doorway. Bats can just fly right over it. And then we're only doing 1 bat, and we give him a right entrance in the spawn state. And then we also still render our entities in our scene to render under top level tile IDs, so we can get that gradient of a shadow to be rendering over our bat. So a pretty decent day to get some stuff done. It definitely looks, I'm happy with how it looks. So we'll just say added bat spawn holes and gradient, cave gradient, or added bat spawn points with shadows. That's all I'll say in the commit there. And we'll push. Okay. Well, that's a successful day. We'll find someone to raid out to here. You know, thanks again for the raid, Real Rev, if you're still here. And thanks to our accredited supporters who have subbed on the channel or donated bits here on the channel. I appreciate it. We'll raid out here. Raid. Let's see. You know what? We raided Brightside yesterday. We'll just do it again. All right. Hey, peace out, everyone. I hope you have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow.